I was reading the comments, I saw a comment made by one of our brothers, and I really cherished the comment because the comment is what prompted me to do this video. Now, the question is that, like mathematics sound like theory, or we should just do away with it and or we should reduce our effort on mathematics and do more on practical works. Yes, a lot of us, we always have thought like that before, that we don't need theory, we just need to go ahead and be doing some practical work, do this or that. But the bottom line is this: there is no practical works without mathematics background. I will tell you everything in later video when I'll be breaking down things for you. For example, look at this device. This device, as simple as it is, what does it do? We use it to check the temperature of meat. When you put meat in the oven, you have what they call calibration, right? In the calibration, you have beef, we have pork, we have poultry, we have this, we have that. So all these things have their own particular or specific or precise temperature. Now, when you put the device on the meat, you check the temperature. If it is that temperature before you are sure that the meat is done. Now, as simple as it is, there are a lot of activities behind this we don't know about this thing. When we see a product, when we see people displaying things, we need to understand that there are a lot of preparation that has gone beyond what we are seeing. We are only seeing a product, a final device, a final item. Now, I was checking a particular website this morning, NPR. You can check it. Because one thing I like to do is that if I say something, I want to back it up with credible source, so that people can fact check whatever I say. You can check NPR and read how they train their children. The Chinese people, how they train their children right from childhood to think creatively. You will see the kind of a man was even describing a game that they play where they are going to write chemical, oxygen, nitrogen at the back of people's clothes. They will write it at their back. So what you need to do is that if you want to react with somebody, for example, H2O, hydrogen and oxygen, if your cloth is showing hydrogen, you have to be looking for oxygen. That is a creative game. If you are wearing hydrogen, you'll be looking for somebody wearing oxygen. So if two hydrogen and oxygen form water, for you to come together as a team, somebody wearing hydrogen will be looking for another person wearing hydrogen and oxygen. And three of you must meet. This is a creative game. This thing, when you see these people doing something, they will not just come one day and start doing it. They must have been trained to reason in a particular way. That way of reasoning is what I'm trying to teach our parents to start doing for our children. Are we getting it now? One thing I want to call our attention to is that in anything you want to develop, creative work, whatever, developing things, practical work, there is something called precision and accuracy. I will focus on that one alone today. What is precision and accuracy? Precision and accuracy is measuring something and give the accurate figure the way it is. Now, if you remember in secondary school when we are doing titration and all those experiments, we were told that when you are measuring something, you look at it straight away. Let your eyes be at the same level with what you are measuring. You don't look at it from below, or you look at it from the top down. Are you getting what I'm saying? No. So what they were trying to teach us then is to put precision and accuracy into consideration. But most time we don't even understand those things. We just think that, oh, we are just taking measurement. So as I was saying, if you look at this thing now, look at this device. I can use it for many things. I can use it as an opener. I can use it as screwdriver. I can use it as a ruler. I can use it for so many things. If you look at it, if you look at this thing as it is, I can use it for phone standing, right? As it is, right? It is accuracy and precision that give us different teeth. This thing, if you look at it, you think that, wow, it's very simple. You can make this, is it not to get a metal and cut this thing? But if you don't get your accuracy and precision right, you will not be able, as simple as it is, it performs so many functions. What I'm saying is that there is nothing you want to do. Whether you are into fashion designing, you are into carpentry work, you are into engineering, you are a builder, you are a furniture maker, you are whatever you think you are, even accountant, you need accuracy and precision. If you measure 5.1, don't call it 5.0. The moment you remove that 0.1, that 0.1, you are causing trouble. Now, let me call your attention to something. Why is it that in some doors, you have to jack it up before you open the door? Why? I've lived in so many houses whereby you will see the wall. Instead of the wall to be square like this, you see the wall bending. What is the problem? People are doing a great job, but for them to do a quality work, you need precision and accuracy. And that precision and accuracy, you get the knowledge when you pay attention to mathematics. One thing I found out about our people is that they are always afraid of decimal point. Whenever they are measuring something, when it is come to decimal point, they cut it off. That is why you see housing collapsing. When you measure something, the accuracy and precision says, get your value the way it is. Get it the way it is. Right? Let me also call our attention to something. In secondary school, we did geography. In geography, we also do what they call map reading. In map reading, we learn magnification. Magnification simply means that whatever you are seeing on the screen is just like a mini version of what the real world look like. It can be something like 1:1,000,000. For example, if you are using AutoCAD, maybe you are taking a measurement in your AutoCAD and you are supposed to measure something like 10.02. Do you know that some people will cut that 02 off? They will claim that, oh, that 02 will consume some resources. It will consume, because that 0.02 that you are seeing, by the time you take it to the real world, if your magnification is 1:1,000,000, that 0.02 is going to be 0.02 multiplied by 1,000,000 in real world. Can you see the problem? That's why you see some houses, when they build some houses, between 2 to 5 to 7 years, you see the wall cracking. Why? Also, if your work involve steel and iron, you need to understand temperature. If the temperature increases, the metal will expand. When the temperature reduces, it contracts. Now, if you are into that kind of work, if you don't take your temperature value very well, if you don't take note of your temperature value, you realize that you will just do something, and if you use a reinforcement to build a pillar inside a wall, something like that, the wall will crack. It will crack. This thing, you get the idea if you take note of your math. That's why I always tell children, pay attention to math. It will help you to understand that 0.0001 it's something. You don't cut it off. In fact, those accountants, they are using it to cheat people. If they are supposed to pay you something like 5,200 and something kobo, they will cut those things off. Now multiply that value they are cutting off by millions of people. They will make money. But people don't ask because we always feel like that value is negligible. That's what they call. They say, oh, it's negligible. Let's leave it. Are we getting it? There are so many things we lose if we don't focus on this little detail. I'm going to release another video on how to teach your children to pay attention to detail. Now, go back to what I'm saying. Let me also call your attention to something. You see, I've seen so many things. You see some houses, the wall, you see the wall looking like something instead of a wall to be playing. Why? It's not that they don't have the tools. They don't understand the significance of those values. The same thing when you see fashion designer, sometimes when they take some measurement, they do some approximation. Those approximations are wrong. If you are taking a measurement, there are places where you need to use plus or minus. For example, you measure 10, but you need to give some gap, of course. You can use a plus or minus, right? But in some cases, you don't need to do, you have to be precise. The value has to be precise, right? So that's why I'm telling us that for every product we see, there are so many things behind that we don't see. If you see people that do printing press, most of the time, if you see their color, if you give printing to 3 printers to do, you realize that their work will not look the same. Why? Why is it not looking the same? It's because they don't know the proportion of color to mix. A lot of them just mix color. They don't understand that there is a proportion of this color that must be mixed with this and this to get exact color you need. Let me give you a case study that people don't know. Like, for example, when you look at a company like MTN, I'm sorry to say, their logo is not yellow. But some people, when they print it for you, they will make it yellow. It's not yellow. What they lack is the proportion of the color to mix. That's why we are telling our young ones that pay attention to mathematics. Understand precision and accuracy is very, very, very important. Thank you very much. Drop your comment. I'm always ready to give us something that is backed up with evidence. Please share this. Let it get to where it needs to get to. Let people understand the reason why we need to pay attention to value, mathematics, especially our children. Please, let it get there. Thank you.